My minimalism journey is definitely a work in progress, but one aspect of it that I am very much not proud of is my situation with clothes. Over the last 4 years, I've accumulated quite a bit, either through purchasing things myself, sometimes without thinking of things too well before I make the purchase, or things that I've been handed by other people like my sister. And so I now have a whole bunch of clothes that is just sitting somewhere in my closet that I know subconsciously I am not using that often. And it is a lot more than I would like to admit. Being someone who just loves to chuck things away and have an empty space, less things, and start from scratch, it's been very challenging for me to stop myself from doing this decluttering. However, I've been aware that my body has been going through so many changes this last year that I thought I was never in the right position to kind of assess the clothes properly, and so I'd wait for a better time. However, I'm done with that now. I just think if my body changes again, then that's fine. I'm just going to buy new clothes at this stage, or used clothes. But what I'm not going to do is keep waiting on doing this decluttering. So today is the day I'm going to bring together my huge heap of things that I think I don't need any longer, and I'm going to answer a bunch of questions that you've asked me on minimalism. So I'm going to bring the clothes here, go through them one by one, and let's chat about minimalism in general. Okay, I did say it's a huge pile. Most of these things are black. Some of these things are surprisingly not black, but yeah, let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to create 3 piles. 1 is definitely throw away, 2 is definitely keep, and 3 is keep for the next few weeks. If I don't use them, then they're going away. So these trousers first are going to go in the, let me see where these were from. I think they're going to go in the definitely throw away because I've never used them. I bought them for hospital placement and I haven't used them there, so those go. Okay, so the first question I'm going to answer is, this is a good one. Is every part of your life minimalistic? Lots of love from Austria. Okay, I would say no, absolutely not. I don't think it is. I don't think it ever will be. I don't want it ever to be. I don't think that's the state that I want to get to. I think that these jeans definitely don't fit anymore, so they are leaving. I think that it doesn't need to be the case that every aspect of my life should be minimalist. I think the purpose of minimalism is to make you happier in general, and I don't think there's a simple formula that you can apply to every single aspect of your life equally that will make you happy. So I think we're more nuanced and complex than that. So in some aspects of my life, extreme minimalism makes me very, very happy. In some aspects of my life, very, very little minimalism makes me happy. So that's kind of how I balance it. One aspect of my life that I am extremely minimalistic in is decoration and home decor in general. I like surfaces to be empty, the only exception being art and paintings. So paintings and sculptures are a slight exception, but in general, little trinkets, little pieces of art around the house, little decorations, even sometimes like photo frames and things like that, I don't like them a lot. So in that aspect of my life, I'm quite minimalistic. I don't own any home decorations at all. Things that I don't want to be minimalistic with are technology. I do really, really like tech in general and electronics. They do make me happy. I would like to have a proper computer, a proper phone, a proper camera, Apple Watch. These things I do like to use and buy, so I would be minimalistic with those. And when it comes to clothes, this one is a complex one because in general, I do usually just wear a t-shirt and jeans, or just a skirt or a dress. And sometimes I think that I'm missing out on my youth and I should be dressing more colorfully or wearing other things, and I do make an effort to buy those things, but I just never end up wearing them. So I think I've gotten to the stage where I've accepted the way that I dress. So this is an attempt to make my clothing more minimalistic too. Oh, I do love these jeans. I haven't worn them in a while. These are Paige jeans. They are inside out. So let's flip them around. But Paige jeans are really, really nice. And these are actually blue. They're not black. They are a very, very dark blue. So I think that's the reason why I don't often wear them. And they've ended up in my not often worn pile. But I think I'm going to keep these for the next 2 weeks and see if I wear them then. These trousers, I bought them without trying them on, and I realized that they were way too short, so I've never actually worn them, so those will immediately leave. And Oh, these are my daily jeans. I don't know why they've gone in this pile. Definitely keeping those. Were you minimalistic yourself, or did you adapt to it by getting influence? This is a very, very good question. I think it is a combination of both. The word minimalism and the perfect definition of it, I had no clue that that existed until basically Matt Diavella. So I didn't know about it before, but I always had these sort of tendencies for having less and wanting less, and definitely I hated clutter. So I think drive my parents nuts, because for example, if we would have this huge table in my room when I was younger, and if we would put flowers or something in the middle of the table, or my mom would want to kind of put, for example, a jar of pens or pencils so we could use them to do our homework, and I would just remove it. So I was minimalistic to the point of being impractical, because I'd like the surfaces to just be empty and for nothing to be there. So I would just put things away. And I remember every time when I was younger and I would do my kitchen clean, I would just hide everything away and try to throw away as much as possible, because I wanted there to be as little things as possible. So in terms of aesthetics, I've always had a very minimalistic aesthetic. I don't like clutter, I don't like mess, and I don't like seeing that I have a lot of things or having a lot of things in general. I think we were also raised in quite a minimalistic way. We weren't indulged or allowed to have as much as we wanted of things, for example. That wasn't a concept. Even when we had celebrations or things like that, the gifts that my mom would buy us would be very practical things, and things always just things that we needed. So I think my mom is quite an essentialist, even though to me she's a bit of a hoarder, but I think she's quite an essentialist. So our gifts would be underwear and socks, for example, and things that we needed to change and needed to have, rather than things that we just wanted for fun. And I remember very strictly, our mom did not allow us to have toys or plushies in the house. She just didn't like those. So we didn't have extra things beyond what we needed. So in this way, I think we were raised a bit essentialist, and this combined with my minimalistic aesthetic meant that I very much went in the direction of being quite a minimalist myself. So for example, I never liked clothes that had prints on them or things on them. I just liked them to be quite simple and plain. So this being my aesthetic, plus the way that I raised, I think directed me towards minimalism more. And then when I found out that it was legitimately a thing, I immediately thought, yes, this is for me. This is exactly what I want. And there's so many reasons to be a minimalist, especially if you have that sort of tendency yourself. For example, having less means that I tend to spend a lot less. There's less things for me to need to replace. Most of the items that I buy tend to be higher quality. So not only do I get to enjoy things of higher quality, I also get to keep them for a lot longer time. Whether this saves or wastes money in the long term, I really don't know, because I think it goes a bit both ways. And I also think I have a lot less attachment to the things that I have, and a lot less desire or need for things in general. So very rarely do I think, oh, there's this thing that I want to buy, because I generally don't want to buy things. So I think there are strong reasons to be a minimalist, and I just go with my instinct and feed it a bit more. So I definitely think I've been influenced, but that influence has always grown on what was my natural tendency. These are the black t-shirts that I mentioned. I'm wearing quite a big one, baggy one now, but this is what I like to wear. Black jeans, black t-shirts, leather jacket, can't go wrong, very much love it. This is another black t-shirt, but it has a very, very low scoop neck in the front. So I've often worn this front to back, so I've had the back in the front, but I still think it looks a bit weird. I don't think I need this, I can throw that away. White t-shirt, definitely not wearing that, that can go away. I do have a few coloured clothes scattered in here from the times that I kind of wish that I could wear other coloured clothes. Oh, these trousers, I used to love these, but they don't fit too well. Let's keep them and see, because they're not way too small, but they're slightly smaller than I would like them to be. Next, is this dress. This was given in the wrong size, so it doesn't fit me. It's a very, very nice long black dress, but it doesn't fit, will go away. Oh, this is a lovely long black dress. Do I want to keep this? I think I shall keep this. I have worn this already and I very much liked it. These are my daily black jeans too. Okay. Oh, this top. I love this top. I used to wear it quite a lot. It has these fun shoulders, and I think I wore this in my... I did wear this in my home tour on YouTube, my first home tour. So it does have some sentimental value. It's very good quality, and I've only worn it very little. But I think I haven't worn this in a while. I don't see myself wearing it again soon. So I think this is going to go. Maybe my sister can have that one. This is another top that I haven't worn in a while, therefore that immediately goes. Have you ever thought of selling everything you owned, like pressing the reset button and starting all over again? I would love to do this. This really excites me. The thought of this really, really excites me. I wish I could. I genuinely wish I could. I wish, the only thing, this would be such a pain to organize, but if I had someone who could do this for me, who could just get all my stuff together, sell it, and I could start from scratch, I would love that. I think it would be so therapeutic. I very much love fresh starts. I think this is why maybe I subconsciously make myself move house every year, because even though part of me hates it, another part of me feels a bit scared that I would stay in one place for a very long time. So I think maybe I do have these tendencies myself. And yeah, I would absolutely love a reset button. Just once a year, a good reset would be so great. I definitely would be down for that. How do you not buy random things when you feel bad? Oh, retail therapy. This is a bag that I've never used. It's actually a leather bag, so it's quite nice. I think I'm going to give this to my mum or my sister. I think they will definitely like it. I just use one bag that I've used for ages, so no need for others for me. Oh, this top. This is where I feel really, really bad. So this is a top that I got last year. I was a residence welfare lead, and I got this top from King's when I was working there. And the moment I saw it, I thought, oh no, they've given me something that I know I'm going to have to throw away, because it's nice, but I can't wear it anywhere else. And I had to wear it during my shifts, which was fine. But in general, in day-to-day life, it's a nice top, but it's not black. So I probably would not wear it. So therefore that goes. And I get this, as in I see it a lot on Instagram, where people say, oh, I felt sad and I spent X amount of money on things. I think I still have the tendency to do that. I think I bought this camera that I'm filming on right now when I was a bit sad, and I thought, oh, you know what, let's just buy the camera. So I kind of get that instinct. I guess I do the same thing, but there's a lot less options and categories for me to buy things in. So for example, I've been on a buying clothes ban almost for the last year, because like I said, my body has been changing a lot. So I know that anything that I buy right now, for example, is not likely to fit me very soon. So that's one reason that I just don't have the option to buy clothes in general unless I absolutely need something. And I don't buy makeup unless I absolutely need it. And I've run out of something else. So I do have these sort of rules that help me in a way. But I think when you're feeling sad, shopping is probably not a good way to deal with that sadness. And there's probably other systems that you can do and other ways of coping with it. So I think this is more a question of how to deal with sadness in general, rather than how to stop shopping when you're sad. Because I would say you can easily create a rule of banning yourself from shopping when you're not feeling too well, or give yourself some time before you buy something, or always hold on to the receipts and think that you can refund if you want to. But I would say this is more a question on how to not be sad and how to cope with sadness, which I think is a lot deeper and a lot more that I can go through in this video. So I'm sorry I wasn't too helpful with that. How much money can be saved by being a minimalist? I don't know. I spent a lot of money on food and technology, so I don't think I save a lot of money. I don't think being a minimalist saves me money, because I would say I spend a lot more on food than the average person. So therefore, don't think I've saved money by being a minimalist. So I just don't think I've been the best at saving money in general. I think that's my problem. So minimalism for me has not saved me money. No. The Marie Kondo method. I think this is the thing of, does this item spark me joy and then I'll keep it? I don't know if that works for me. I think this wouldn't work for me because I'm already semi-minimalist. So maybe for clothes this would work, but when it comes to other items, they don't spark me joy. I just need them. So yeah, it's like kind of my makeup or my deodorant. They don't make me happy, but I need to have them. So I guess the Marie Kondo method wouldn't work for me, I think, but maybe for others. I'm not sure. Is it hard to be a minimalist? No, I find it very easy. I think I would find it a lot harder if I wasn't one. And in that case, I would have to kind of shop more, which I hate to do to start with. This top, I miss it so much. I haven't seen it in forever. Oh, this is one of my favorite tops to chill in at home. It is so comfortable. Yes, this sparks me joy. Okay, Marie Kondo, I see you. I don't think it's hard to be a minimalist. I think for me, I can see how it could be hard if you're just starting from the beginning, and especially if you have any sort of hoarding tendencies. I think it would be very difficult. One of my friends is a hoarder, and I think he stresses me out with his hoarding and I stress him out with my minimalism. So whenever I suggest to him that, hey, we could do a complete clear out of, you know, even photos or videos or physical stuff, I think he just gets terrified. And I just get stressed thinking of the amount of stuff that he has. So I can see how if you're on the hoarder end of the spectrum, it would be really, really stressful. But I also think that extreme minimalism is quite problematic, and it probably is anxiety driven too, because there's no reason that having a reasonable amount of stuff should make you anxious either way, if that makes sense. So seeing a normal setting and feeling that, oh my God, there's too much stuff there, this is stressing me out, that's probably anxiety. So for example, this house, everything in here was here when we moved in, so none of this stuff is mine, and it has a bit more things than I would like. For example, the fact that this carpet has four colors. I don't like that. It bothers me. I wish it was just one color. And this is a bit nuts, I think, and it's probably not the healthiest thing in the world. So I think, yeah, if you're extremely minimalist to the point that you just cannot bear things to be normal, that's probably a problem. And if you're hoarding extremely to the point that you can't live in a space, then that's also maybe not the best. So I would say, to answer that question in a very long-winded way, yes, minimalism is probably going to be hard for the average person to start with. I personally, it vibes with me, so I find it great. I think extreme minimalism is very hard, and it should be very hard because it's a lot and it's probably not the healthiest thing either. Does a minimalistic life lead to a clear mind? I think it does for me. I think whenever I clean and everything is just empty, I just feel so good. So I think for me it does, but I don't know for other people. Like I said, if you have a hoarder, I think if you do have a hoarder mindset, a minimalistic life leads to anxiety rather than a clear mindset. So it depends on where you are in the spectrum. I feel as though I'm wasting value if I throw my clothes and old stuff away. How to overcome that? It's kind of the sunk cost fallacy, I think, for most things. So very often, so for example, let's take this jacket. It's a perfect example. So this is an All Saints jacket. I bought it 4 years ago, and what they didn't tell me at All Saints was just how much these kind of expanded. So I've worn it once with a cashmere top underneath, and it just got so big to the point that when I wear it, I just feel as though it's so unflattering on my body, and it doesn't hug my body anymore. So I haven't worn this jacket in 3 years because it's gotten too big, and it cost £350. So I feel I saved up for a proper leather jacket because it's so much my aesthetic and I would love to have one, and yet this is one that I've never worn. And so I don't have a proper leather jacket because I feel like it's just throwing my money away at this point, and I haven't worn and I haven't thrown it away because I feel as though there's so much money there. So this will go to my sister, and I can just cry. It was a loss. It's a bad investment. It's a mistake. I just feel whatever. We got to move on. We can't hold on to these things forever. So another black top that I don't like anymore. I think the cuts in the shoulders, not my vibe. I think I've realized for me, for example, all these clothes that have been just sitting in my closet for the longest time, there's no real difference between them sitting there and taking up space and stressing me out and reminding me of the money that I spent than donating them or gifting them to someone and then them having that thing and actually using it and getting joy from it. So if anything, it just trains me to be a lot more mindful before I buy things. And dealing with loss or sadness in general is just something that I've become a lot more cutthroat with. And I just tell myself, yeah, deal with it. You made this mistake. It's your fault. We move on. So that's how I tend to behave. Oh, this is a top that I used to wear when I worked in Selfridges almost every day. Have not worn it in a while and probably won't wear it again. Oh, this is a lovely top. It's really warm, but I feel as though I definitely look like a grandma with it on. So it's a no for me. My hoodie, I love this hoodie because it says the artist down here. But the thing is, me in hoodies, I just don't like the way that I look in hoodies. I don't think I can pull them off. So also we'll leave. Oh, this top feels divine. It feels so nice. It's an Other Stories top. I got it, I think, last year or the winter before, I think. But I've worn it once or twice only at home when I've been absolutely freezing because it's so warm. However, I don't think I can pull it off outside of the house. So yeah, we are gifting that too. That's gone. Oh, this top. This is a top I've worn in quite a lot of YouTube videos because I like the neckline of it. So it has a straight neckline. However, it's no longer one of my favorites. So it's leaving. How can you get happy with only having a few things? Oh, I think I'm happier when I have a few things. Things don't make me happy. they make me happy for a second, but it's very short-lived. And it's very few items that I can see again and again and they make me just as happy. I think my iPhone is one of those items. I don't know why. I just love my iPhones, or my phones in general, because I think there's just so much joy that I get out of the interactions that I can have with people and the connections that I can have with people on my iPhone. So I think that's the reason why I'm quite connected to it. But that's one of the few things where I will continuously be happy. I think when it comes to a certain piece of clothing or just, you know, something for the house or something like that, it's not going to make me happy for very long. So I don't think I've been less happy having less things, and I'm much more happy when I donate things or gift things away and when I have less things. So it might just be a personal tendency. It's difficult to have less things to start with if you are coming from somewhere where you've been normal or average. But I think in the long term, there's evidence that having less things just makes you feel better. I think even though it might be super, super painful to kind of let things go and donate things to start with, I think there's many reasons why that will make you happier in the long term. Number one, if you're not using those things anyway and they're not your favorite thing, actually someone else getting joy from them and you knowing about that or thinking about that or kind of guessing that will make you much, much more happier, because you're being altruistic and you're helping other people, so that will make you feel good. And also having less connections to things means that you have less to lose in a way, and I think that just in the long term just makes you happy. So I think it's a win-win. Whereas I have used these for 5 years or 4 years at this point. I've used them for a very, very long time. They've gotten quite worn out to the point that I'm not comfortable using them anymore. So I think that those will be thrown away potentially, not even good for donation. Oh, this is a top I wear quite a lot actually. It's it's a thermal top and it's really thin but very, very warm, and I get very cold, so I quite like to have it. Oh, this is my favorite t-shirt of all time. I don't know why, but there's just some materials of t-shirts that just fall perfectly and are very flattering, so I just love that one. These are a pair of jeans that I haven't worn in a while because I think they're a bit small. This is so hard. Am I going to fit into these again? Okay, I'm going to keep them for now because they're almost new. So maybe might do another declutter soon then. Oh, I love this little All Saints top. Again, another t-shirt. That's one of my favorite black t-shirts. And yep, another t-shirt. Actually, this one is one that I don't like, I think. Let me try and remember this. I think it has a nice clean neckline, but I was not the biggest fan of this t-shirt, I think. Not sure. And next, this top. No, I don't like this. That will leave. This top, again, from Selfridges. Haven't used that in a while. We'll leave. This top has an okay neckline, but I think it's a bit too low cut. We'll also leave. This t-shirt, I have not worn it in a while. We'll leave. How to let go of sentimental things. I think it depends on what they are. Some sentimental things, for example, cards, I will take a photo of, so I'll keep the photo of them and I can throw the actual physical item away because I don't want to hold on to them for too long. Some things are extremely sentimental and extremely valuable. And in that case, I will not throw them away. I will keep them depending on how long, or I will give them to someone who can keep them for me. So my mom, for example, I think she'd be happy to hold on to some things for me if I needed to. If it's something that has no physical value and can be photographed and you've kept for a very long time and does not have an extreme sentimental value, then I would throw it away and take a photo of it. So I think that would be my tip. But equally saying that, I wouldn't throw things away just to be more minimalistic or just to be a minimalist. If you actually love something and it's important to you and has a lot of sentimental value, just hold on to it. Like, that's the most value that you can get. It's just about how to make your life the best, and not about the rules, I think. So yeah. I haven't worn these trousers in very long. They can go. And this dress, also just random, that dress, not a favorite, that can also go. How do you become more minimalistic if your partner isn't? This is a very good question. So I think, and this is a very good topic to talk about because minimalism in dating I think is quite interesting. Even at the very early stages of just meeting people, I think if you're a minimalist, they will realize that and they will catch on to that. It might be just looking at you wearing the same things again and again, or in my case, just wearing the same color again and again and the same things again and again. I think there's how would you cope as a minimalist with someone who's not a minimalist, and how would the non-minimalist cope with you being a minimalist, and then how do you co-live together, if that makes sense. Minimalism is still not the norm, even though it's quite well known in mainstream. It's not the case that most people would be minimalists. So when they do find it out, there's, I think, a moment of like, oh, okay, that's a bit weird, perhaps, is something that people might say. So I think when it comes to coping with a non-minimalistic partner, it depends on what your standards are for the things that you have. I don't think it would be or should be a deal breaker in general, because, you know, people are free to do whatever they like. I think you can negotiate the amount of clutter or the amount of things that you have in shared spaces, but I think they're like free. I'm happy for my partners to have closets full of clothes and wear whatever they like. It's their choice. I think any potential partner of mine, he would probably have to be okay with me just wearing black, because yeah, I guess that's the case. I'm probably repeating outfits a lot of the time. And yeah, I think it's just the way things are. Sometimes my friends say that we should get matching outfits for something, and there's a huge part of me that goes, oh, fast fashion, I don't want to do that. So I guess in some cases it can be a bit weird, and if your partner's the sort of person who wants to do things like that, then yes, it can slightly be add a tiny bit of friction, but I don't think it's a big deal. And I think in the long term, if you're not too rigid about it, it doesn't really matter either way. But there are a few things that I would guess that, yeah, they probably need to be okay with. I'm pretty easy, honestly. I don't really mind a lot, so it's fine. I've learned to live with a multicolored carpet. I could probably deal with a lot more. So yeah. Oh, these are summer trousers, I think. Yeah, I have not worn in forever. There we go. These trousers are lovely, but have not worn. They will go. Oh, shorts. Yeah, I don't wear shorts. I hate my legs out, so they will leave. These shoes are quite lovely, but they're definitely not my style. They would not fit my sister either, so I'll have to donate those to someone. And this skirt, oh, I love this skirt. I still haven't worn it. It's just this really pretty dark blue skirt, and it's just the way that it folds is just gorgeous. I wonder if I could wear this in winter. Okay, maybe I'll try to wear this one of these days, and I'll see. And if not, that will go there. And lastly, oh, this dress is so lovely. I haven't seen it in forever. Yes, so I quite like this dress. It's just a simple black dress, and I think maybe if I had a black shirt to go underneath it, it would look really nice. So I might try this with a black shirt. So yes, thank you for watching this very, very chill Vlogmas video. If you made it so far, thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and be kind to yourself and others, and don't believe everything you think. Thanks, bye.